Hello, everyone, and welcome to the best and worst of Walt Disney World. I am your host, Rhino Clavin. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the best first date attractions. And my fellow lovers to join me for this, I hate that I said it, was Mr. Charles Boda, Miss Teresa Eccles.
I hate that you said that too.
And Mr. Craig Williams.
Pika Pika.
Yes, indeed. Pika Pika. So we are going to be talking about, like we said, this is the first of our two episodes. This is the best first date attractions. We had a panel of ourselves that we questioned to get these up here. And, yep. So let's just dive right in. It's your first date. You're getting all romantic. Are we holding hands yet? I don't know. But we're going to go first over to the Haunted Mansion. Yeah.
Ooh.
Teresa, on the same type of attraction, said Little Mermaid. Nemo is also a good one, but we thought an attraction that's on a conveyor belt. You're close together. An Omnimover, excuse me. Close together. You got your little private area. It gets quite. You've got a private area. This is no way. This is not going to sound worse than I mean.
Intimacy.
An intimate
space.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're intimate, and you can talk and get to know each other while enjoying your fun surroundings, and you don't have to worry about anybody else.
Less creepy than
Anybody else entering into the scene or the situation.
Well, just don't talk too loud on Haunted Mansion because the doom buggies beside you can still hear exactly what everyone's saying because everyone's like, oh, it's getting louder. I need to start screaming to talk over what's happening.
Oh my God, Carol! Can you even imagine how haunted this house is? I'm like, shut up, Carol.
Are words even needed on a first date?
Well, so if you're going to take Teresa's advice, don't make out in the Madame Leota room because that's when everybody can see
Right.
you as you make the turn. So and you're on the no words first date, which I have been known to be on.
Yeah.
You wait for the breakdown when you're going into the graveyard and you're laying back together.
And but you have to fall back and the shoulders have to touch. Oh, I'm sorry. Was your shoulder here? That was my shoulder.
If they're not super if they don't do Disney a lot and this is something like out of their territory, I almost fell off the ledge here. If they're not used to the Haunted Mansion, then you know that they're probably going to jump when it gets to the graveyard and the
popping
heads start going up, even though they're so slow and you can hear the hydraulics start 3 seconds.
I've screamed at a couple
before.
of those.
Yeah,
you know they're gonna jump. I hope the guy I'm with isn't gonna jump at that. That would be kind of.
That's one more for the. I
am.
It's if you're.
I'll jump. Okay.
I didn't want to say it in the weird way. It's when you want to be that macho person in the relationship,
and you don't want to be like, oh, that slow-moving 60s animatronic scared me. Not the 60s, but you know what I meant.
It's just a ghost, honey.
It's
Don't
not even
worry.
that it's
I'll
just a
protect
ghost.
you.
It's just a head on a stick. It's the worst part about the entire attraction, and it gets me sometimes. Woo. But I do enjoy those. They're nice for a quick little snuggle session. And I mean snuggling, nothing else. There are cameras everywhere. They will make an announcement on the attraction. So get out of there. So another one that we thought would be pretty good if you want to test out if they like thrill rides or you want them to get a little excited. Man, I cannot do this episode without having these weird... I have a terrible vocabulary with a lot of double entendres
This subject is ripe for entendre.
Yes, but I thought a roller coaster would be good, but we thought one that was maybe middle of the road, like Slinky Dog. It's cute. It's,
It's not testing anybody. So, where you're talking about the whole macho thing. On a first date, I don't want to have to be nervous before I ride something. So the thrill, but not the huge roller coaster I've never been on thing, is a lot cooler.
Plus, I feel like it's got the queue. You've got time to talk in it. When you go make that bank down where you turning around where Rex and Jesse are, you kind of slide into each other. Craig and I have been known to slide into each other a time or two on a roller coaster.
I don't think there's an attraction where you haven't brought up sliding in to each other at some point.
Hilaro, if gravity is doing it, then that's gravity's doing the work, the magic. It's the universe pushing you together.
It's the right level
or
of
Craig's lap bar doesn't go down
cha cha cha. Yeah, but and that kind of balancing out to you could say, oh, Big Thunder Mountain's kind of the same way on that, except that can be a little bit rougher and if weight distribution is not right and you're the one who's that would end
I don't
up
want to
on
crush the person.
that would end up on the worst if you're like, and I've done that to my wife before, where it's like, oh, we sat on the wrong sides, and I know I'm sliding hard into you, and you're not gonna like it. Jesus,
yeah,
the double entendre. I am so sorry.
But
This is the Valentine's Day special.
Good Lord, sweet
but
baby
Craig,
Jesus, make
yeah,
me
but the thing
sick.
is, if you ride Big Thunder Mountain and you've ridden it before, you know the proper coaster seats to pick, so you can be that person who knows and say,
The gentleman who's
yeah,
like, let me-
hey honey, let's do it in the back. You get a bigger thrill from that.
God bless Charles for trying to butcher it.
Yeah, but then he just said what he said, so it's fine. But my thing with that is what he's talking about. I've ridden it with Craig's. Craig's, if you've never met us in person, he's about 5 inches taller than me, and so his knees come up higher. And when they put the bar down, I have no bar on my body, and so I feel bad because I slam into him if I'm not on the right side, and I'm like, he's not trying to hold my hand often, so I'm like,
Often? That implies sometimes I try.
we've been on some scary things. Sometimes hand holding is a must, but
You've known each other for years. You don't always hold hands.
not always. Yeah, we've come to a comfortable point where we don't feel the pressure to have to hold hands at all times anymore. But speaking of that, I think the People Mover is a good one for me.
Sliding, unless you're just
No sliding on this one, but there could be bumping because when they stop and
okay.
restart
When you're on the
ride, it
People
hits each
Mover
other.
and it's a first date, are you facing each other or are you side by side?
Tricky.
I
like
think
to
you're facing each other if it's the first date.
I would go with the side by side.
Okay, if you're facing each other, but there's not a lot of knee room, so you've got some
This is
knee
what you do.
action
Yeah,
going.
yeah, exactly. You do
Or your
the,
foot,
the grace.
can
I think
whatever.
It might depend on how far you are into the date, whether you're comfortable facing each other side by side.
Yeah, well, for
that
me,
be?
I like to see the people especially I would have them on the People Mover in the evening hours because I like the way the light looks as you come in and out of the attraction, and I think when you you like the person, I don't know, there's something for me where I like watching the sights of the Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom pass by them.
I would do face to face on that one.
See, I like side by side because this is where you would do slip the arm,
The
around.
yawn.
Sorry, he's sliding in.
I'll just do the straight across. Sir, what are you doing?
Wow.
But I think it also allows you, like, you can have a conversation, talk about your day or your interests. I don't know.
And it's got an unexpected dark area for a flash of intimacy.
A flash of intimacy, yeah.
But again, remember, sometimes the lights do come on in Space Mountain, and there are cameras everywhere. If you don't believe
Wow,
me,
how many times have you been photographed? You're
well,
just
I have taken a night vision camera through the People Mover before, and you can see a night vision camera picks up the infrared from other night vision cameras, so you can see them pointing everywhere. So yeah, I know where they are. Drew Carey. What was the name of the Drew Carey attraction?
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, don't make out with anybody in that ride. You'll get yelled at.
It's
Good to
been
know.
closed for years.
Let me
Yeah, that was
make
my
a note of
first
that.
mistake I ever made at Disney when I first moved here. Moving on. Craig, I think you enjoy this one quite a bit. He's one of your favorite Disney movies, Disney characters, Dumbo.
Yes. No, Dumbo, like we've talked about it, I think, on another show way back when. Dumbo's it's one of those quintessential first rides that if you're taking someone on for the very first time, you want your picture with Dumbo. You see it in all the marketing, and I think it applies to also on a date. It's another one of those moments where you do your yawn and over the shoulder,
Yeah, and if they're not into Disney, they're still going to know who this is.
yeah.
It's still going to be like, oh, Dumbo,
And I feel like it's the classic enough type of attraction, that if they do like Disney, if they're like, there's that, it puts you in that kind of child, like, oh, I'm on a kid's ride and I've got that, young at heart feeling that starts to happen, stuff.
It's quintessential.
Yeah.
It's like Teresa just said. It's one of those things that even if you know nothing about Disneyland, Walt Disney World, I feel like you still know what the Dumbo ride is.
Yeah.
It'll
You
make-
would. You'd be under a rock if you didn't, right?
make your heart soar, just like Dumbo
Right?
himself. Yeah. But I think you and Craig maybe came up with this other one, which was the safari at Animal Kingdom.
For sure, yes. The safari,
Just
the
look at
safari
me.
kind of goes off with whoever mentioned it during the Peoplemover one. Safari, depending on if there's animals delaying your journey, you have like 18 minutes, even could be even more, where you can just sit back, have a conversation. Like, if you're really, really genuinely interested in, like, here's the Thompson gazelle and all that stuff, like, you can
Safari
listen to
driver
the.
do you have?
Right?
He's from the safari, clearly.
He's got a safari accent.
That's
That's
don't
the
know.
accent of the jungle.
I don't know how to make it more safari than that. So yeah, you can listen to what they're saying, but ultimately, once you get do you really need to know what a reticulated giraffe is? Maybe, if you care about it enough, but ultimately you're on there to look at the animals. You can have a little conversation. Don't like yell loud enough that you're disturbing the people around you who do want to listen to the driver and everything they're doing. But it's a nice way to just kind of sit back. Everyone loves animals, and if you don't, then that's a good first date attraction.
God.
So you can learn to get
If
rid
they
of that
turn
person.
to say to you and they'll, well, I like to hurt animals. You're like, okay, and we're gonna call
Right.
the police and leave.
I cut a puppy open once.
And you're like, oh god, it got so dark.
The ride does remind us of our primal animalistic natures too.
Oh, my.
We're all just animals doing animal things, and that's a good thing.
Isn't
to-
that? Are you the biggest bloodhound gang fan? Or
It's also it's got that bounce to it. So by the end of it, it felt like you were in a massage chair for 20 minutes. You leave more relaxed and loose, maybe ready to have a better day.
I don't want to hear about the bouncing bus. It reminds me of being 13. So,
And we'll be unraveling that on next week's show.
Understood and agreed.
but I think no matter what you do, anybody can say that one of the best ways to end a Disney first date, one of the best first date attractions to do, or any date night attraction would be the fireworks. Because come on, everybody knows somebody whose dream it is to be kissed under the fireworks, and whether it's just a nice little peck on the cheek or whatever, you can be making dreams come true at the end of that night, or you can be the person whose dream is coming true.
It's that happened with Danny Tanner when he proposed to
So everything goes back to
when
that with
he
you.
proposed to Vicky at
That's-
Walt Disney World.
That's amazing, Craig. Thank you for that.
Did Danny and Vicky get married?
No, it didn't work out for them in the long run. Spoiler alert for
I didn't
all those
think
people
so.
out there.
Yeah.
No, it's but if I don't like bringing it back to sitcoms, but some of the best sitcoms that happen at Walt Disney World do end with the fireworks finale, because that is the icing on the cake of any day. So with Happily Ever After, it's
But in my perfect date at the fireworks, I wouldn't be standing shoulder to shoulder with thousands of people. I'd be sitting on a bench.
You could watch them from the Contemporary.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, so
Right.
my brain was at Main Street kissing somebody right under the fireworks, but that's a good point. Everybody loves a different. You could be on a bench,
I would
a
like to
swinging
be-
bench at the Polynesian.
I'd even say if you wanted to really impress, spring for a dessert party and have that little bit more of a
Shove a
private-
strawberry in their face.
Ending
yeah.
with the room key and going, no. That's not first date. Is that what you were
Next
doing?
week's
Room
episode.
key,
the
here's
best
your magic
fifth date-
band.
the best third date attraction.
Third date, right? Or the beds at the poly.
Well, there you have it. That's our list of the best first date attractions. You have Haunted Mansion / Little Mermaid / Nemo, Slinky Dog, Peoplemover, Dumbo, Safari, and of course Happily Ever After, or whatever fireworks show you would choose. Yeah. Well, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you, everybody, for having this discussion. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. If you're listening on iTunes, please feel free to rate and review us. If you are watching on YouTube, please feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Disney, Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line related content, and you can click that little bell and it'll notify you whenever you need it. But that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you next time with another one of the best and worst of Walt Disney World.